big breaking news coming in. Power failure seems to have occurred at the Delhi's IGI airport, after which passengers could be seen complaining. A power failure has hit the Delhi airport, and the airport's power grid has reportedly faltered. Passenger Cite system collapse, after which authorities have swung into action. Madhav joining us live on the broadcast. Priya also live with us. Madhav, coming to you first. Give us all the details on the same. Looks like a power failure has hit or occurred at the Delhi IGI airport.
Well, yes, it is a great failure, and in fact what sources are indicating is it's some kind of tripping that has happened, and of course we all know in summer months the load certainly peaks as far as the various requirements are concerned, but what we are given to understand is that it was a few minutes, about 10 minutes or so, that there was some amount of difficulty, but this has fortunately not impacted on operations or the landing of flights at the moment, is the information that we can share with our viewers. But yes, a lot of social media users, I beg your pardon, especially the passengers who have been putting forth their tweets, who've been putting out images of what happened inside the Delhi airport when this transpired. But authorities certainly saying that they have been able to start restoring the functioning phase by phase in a very quick manner, and it will not impact on operations per se in terms of the landings, the takeoffs, etc. As far as Delhi airport is concerned. And this is also, we are told, something that has not happened for the first time. It has happened in the past as well, but we are awaiting a formal statement from the Delhi airport, although they have been responding to several passengers saying that this is not the standard of service that they aim to provide, but we are still awaiting what they will formally say as far as this particular power failure at the Delhi airport is concerned.
Well, yes, and talking about the response of the Delhi airport, they are responding to the passengers as well. Of course, Priya is also joining us live on the broadcast. Priya, please take us through that response.
Right. I mean, actually, this has happened at the T3 terminal, which is the international airport, and a lot of passengers have used social media to detail what has been the impact of this power failure. There is one user, Siddharth Malik, who has put out this picture. You can see long queues of people. These queues apparently are not moving because of power failures. And why is that? The Delhi airport, Siddharth Malik says, is totally chock-a-block due to power failure. No counter, no Digi Yatra, nothing is functioning. He says this is shocking, and there is an immediate response coming in from Delhi airport authorities. They say that we do not wish to provide such an experience to our flyers. We have duly noted your feedback and have shared the same with the concerned team to look into it. And as Madhav was telling us earlier, that the problem might have been identified. The authorities are at it to solve the issue that has led to this problem.
All right, and Madhav, if I could come back to you, you were saying that, of course, sources at the Delhi airport telling you that at the moment, there was no effect on flights or services as far as the airport is concerned, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, but certainly, of course, one can imagine that if the counters, if there is a Digi Yatra service, for instance, that provides for seamless travel, if all of those aspects are impacted, to that extent, certainly, of course, customers and their process of boarding, etc., could be delayed by a few minutes. Certainly, of course, to that extent, customers are tweeting about the difficulties that they have faced, but it's a matter of minutes, is what we are told, about 10 minutes or so, that this outage was really faced by passengers, and they have, in fact, worked to try and restore this at the very earliest. Of course, we will be getting you more updates as to what has transpired as and when they come in at this point of time, but certainly for passengers traveling, there would have been some anxious moments, as we can well imagine.
Well, absolutely. And, what more do we know? How long did this power outage or power failure last? And also, if you could take us through, the type of inconvenience the passengers suffered, what's the chatter emanating around the same online?
Well, as I mentioned, a lot of the passengers who are saying that they had a little bit of difficulty in terms of actually using Digi Yatra services. There are those, of course, who are talking about whether their boarding counters, when there were no power, they had to obviously wait, and there was some amount of uncertainty. That's the kind of chatter that we are seeing right now on social media. And obviously, of course, if the passengers have not checked in, etc., and those equipments have not worked, to that extent, there would have been difficulties faced. So overall, of course, for about 10 minutes or so, there was a difficulty, but what is the spillover effect of that, and how much of work has actually gone into ensuring that all of those areas which are crowded with this extra amount of backlog that has come into the system, that is cleared at the very earliest. At this point of time, though, we must tell our viewers that it has not impacted on the flight operations as far as the airport is concerned, and that's something that we are hearing from our sources at this point of time, awaiting a formal statement, nevertheless, Meenakshi, to give our viewers the most accurate picture of what has transpired.